CES used to be about gadgets, bigger screens, thinner phones, louder speakers, but CES 2026 marks a clean break from that era. This year isn't about what devices can do, it's about what they can decide. Because for the first time, the dominant theme across the entire show isn't generative AI that talks to you, it's agentic AI that acts for you. This isn't speculation, it's happening in plain sight. Nvidia, Samsung, Google, Sony, Meta, they're all pointing in the same direction. AI systems that don't wait for prompts. Systems that observe, plan, and execute across devices. CES 2026 isn't introducing new products, it's introducing a new layer of autonomy. Let's start with home appliances, because this is where agentic AI quietly becomes unavoidable. Smart appliances are no longer reacting to commands, they are learning context over time. Samsung has already confirmed that its new Bespoke AI vision appliances, debuting at CES 2026, integrate Google Gemini directly on device. These refrigerators don't just recognize objects like milk or vegetables, they understand expiration context, consumption patterns, and dietary habits. Over weeks and months, they build a living timeline of how a household eats, then proactively generate meal suggestions, shopping lists, and energy-efficient usage schedules before you even touch the screen. This is not automation, this is agency. The appliance is no longer waiting for instruction, it's acting based on learned intent. Move outward from the kitchen and the same pattern repeats across connected devices. Speakers, routers, displays, and sensors are no longer independent products. At CES 2026, they are being positioned as nodes in a shared intelligence layer. Your wearable feeds biometric context into your home. Your home feeds environmental context into your car. Your network prioritizes traffic not by speed, but by urgency and identity. Capacity has replaced specs as the real differentiator. This is why UX innovation at CES 2026 looks so subtle. Interfaces are disappearing. Instead of dashboards, systems rely on ambient awareness. Voice is no longer about commands, it's about confirmation. Gestures aren't controls, they're signals. The system already knows what you want to do. It's just checking before it does it for you. Wearables are central to this shift. Devices like the Oura Ring Gen 5 and the latest Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses aren't being positioned as accessories anymore. They are continuous context collectors. They track sleep quality, stress variability, attention drift, and environmental exposure. Combined with time and location, these signals allow AI systems to build behavioral models that extend across months and years. This is why battery life and durability dominate wearable discussions at CES 2026. A device that lasts 5 years creates far more intelligence than one that upgrades yearly. Mobility is where agentic AI becomes impossible to ignore. Cars at CES 2026 are no longer framed as machines, they're framed as companions. The clearest example is the Sony Honda Afeela, which is debuting its final production specifications at CES 2026 ahead of mid-year deliveries. Afeela isn't competing on horsepower or range, it's competing on sensing and affinity. With nearly 40 sensors, advanced perception systems, and deep media integration, it positions the vehicle as an empathetic digital partner, a rolling computing platform that remembers you, adapts to you, and communicates with the world around you. A car with memory is more powerful than a car with speed. This same philosophy extends to robotics and edge intelligence, and this is where Nvidia becomes the central player. Jensen Huang's keynote on January 5th is expected to be one of the most consequential moments of CES 2026. Nvidia is no longer just selling GPUs, it's selling intelligence frameworks. With Project GR0T, Nvidia is unveiling a foundation model designed specifically for humanoid robots. This is what the company calls physical AI, systems that learn physical skills by observing humans, not by being explicitly programmed. Project GR0T isn't about a single robot, it's about a universal brain that any robotics manufacturer can build on. Nvidia is positioning itself as the intelligence layer beneath future labor, logistics, caregiving, and industrial automation. This is the clearest proof that CES 2026 is about systems over products. Even in entertainment and displays, the same shift is visible. OLED is no longer the headline. At CES 2026, the new battleground is micro RGB and next-generation micro LED variants, especially from Samsung and LG. These displays aren't just brighter or more color accurate, they're designed to adapt in real time to ambient lighting, content type, and viewer presence. The screen is no longer passive, it responds. Samsung's rumored relaunch of Bally, the small yellow home robot, fits perfectly into this narrative. Bally isn't marketed as a gadget. It's framed as an AI home companion. It moves, observes, and coordinates across appliances, lighting, and security systems. It doesn't replace your phone or your assistant, it orchestrates them. What ties all of this together is economics. Hardware margins are shrinking, intelligence margins are expanding. That's why many CES 2026 devices are priced aggressively. The real value isn't in the sale, it's in attachment. Once your appliances, wearables, car, and home operate as a unified agentic system, switching ecosystems becomes painful. You don't just lose features, you lose history. This is also why companies are suddenly talking about longevity, repairability, and long-term software support. Not because they've become altruistic, but because longer device lifespans mean deeper behavioral models. The longer a system observes you, the more valuable it becomes. CES 2026 isn't about smarter devices. It's about delegated decision-making. It's about technology moving from tools to partners, from commands to confidence, from reacting to acting. The future on display this year isn't loud, it's quiet. It works best when you don't notice it, and that's exactly what makes it powerful. Because once intelligence fades into the background, it stops feeling optional. It becomes infrastructure, and infrastructure is very hard to leave.